Welcome back to Living Local. It is Thursday and it's time to check in with Movie Mike for what's new in theaters. Mike Schulz, arts editor for the River Cities Reader, joins us now, as always, to review some new movies in theaters already and the new ones opening this weekend.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Mike, let's do it. Let's talk about, we have one from last week that you had to review. Just one. We're going to do 4 this week. Let's talk about the Birds of Prey movie. First of all, so what happened with the name?
So what happened with the name?
Right, they had the long name and then they changed it for some reason.
Yeah. Once upon a time, like a week ago, this was called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Then the movie made about 33 to 35 million over the weekend, and they decided that was not enough, and that was because nobody understood that it was a Harley Quinn movie. So they actually, in the midst of release, changed the title, and now it's called Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey.
And that's going to change everything.
Nothing at all. So, I don't know why they did it. It makes no sense.
So how did you actually feel about the movie itself?
It's not bad. Okay. It's DC, so you have to go in with lowered expectations, kind of. I mean, you know, it's fine. It's certainly better than Suicide Squad was, where we first met Joker's girlfriend, Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, who is, again, one of the best things in the movie. She's great. This new one has her broken up with the Joker, and she starts her own adventures, putting together a team of superheroines. The cast is terrific. Rosie Perez, one of my favorites from the 80s and 90s, is in this. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is really funny. Ewan McGregor is a riot. He's great. Journey Smollett-Bell is terrific. It's not terribly interesting. It's another one of those comic book movies that has a plot where the kind of anti-heroine has to protect a teenage kid because apparently otherwise there's no way for the comic book audience to relate unless there's someone their age in it. And so that plot's dumb. The plot about the missing diamond doesn't add up to anything. It's perfect. It's blah, but it's perfectly fine. Better than some, not as good as others.
If you're into it, you'll like it.
Yeah.
If not, maybe.
If you even know what it's called these days, you know, standing at the ticket counter. One for, I don't even know. The one with the
blonde lady with the weird,
Yeah, all right, so.
Okay, we'll leave that one in the past now. Let's get into this weekend. It's Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow. We have a romantic drama to start off this weekend.
We should, yes.
Tell us about The Photograph.
I will do my best. Yes, this is the story of the the estranged daughter of a very famous photographer who is interviewed by a journalist and kind of learns about her mother in the process and learns about her mother's romantic past in ways she was not aware of. And in the meantime, the photographer's daughter falls in love with the journalist. It sounds perfectly fine and perfectly lovely, but it's got But it's got a great cast. Oh man, Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield play the 2 leads, 2 tremendously great, mostly comedic talents in most of what they've done. But it also has Lil Rel Howery in it, Courtney B. Vance from the People vs. O.J. Simpson, and Kelvin Harrison Jr., who was in a couple of terrific movies last year. Super good cast, and you know, as long as it's not a Nicholas Sparks movie, I'm kind of okay with it. So
not a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Right, exactly. I was a little dreading it when I saw the preview. I'm like, oh, I know what this is going to be, and it's not. So that's good.
Oh,
so we have that forward to.
Oh, that brought a whole nother set of thoughts in. Okay, beyond the romantic stuff now, let's talk about some comedy, some real comedy here. Downhill is their next movie.
Yeah.
It's got a couple big names in terms of comedy in here.
Yeah, Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, which is great. If you got to see the Oscars, they were really funny together at the Oscars. This is actually the remake of a 2014 Swedish movie named Force Majeure. This is about a middle-aged couple who, with their family, goes to a resort in the Alps for vacation. There is a controlled avalanche that takes place there that Will Ferrell's character doesn't realize is a controlled avalanche. He sees this thing coming towards the resort, grabs his phone, and runs away, leaving his wife and children to die. Nothing bad happens because it's a controlled avalanche. But Julia Louis-Dreyfus and her kids can't quite believe that Dad abandoned us and kept his phone. So this is kind of all about the family dealing with that in the aftermath of, would Dad really prefer his phone over us at the end of the day if something bad were to happen? Great cast, you know, the 2 leads are terrific. I'm hoping it's even halfway as good as Force Majeure because that movie is splendid, made my top 10 back in 2014. Wonderful movie. So we'll see if this one can hold up at all.
Hopefully so.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus doesn't make a lot of movies beyond that, so it's going to be kind of a pleasure just to see her.
Okay, now from comedy, we have to have a horror movie. I swear we've had a horror movie
every week I think.
This whole year. Fantasy Island. You might have heard of the TV series that
Oh,
this
yeah, if you're
actually
elderly
was.
like me,
Okay,
you
elderly,
absolutely
okay.
do, yes. Once upon a time, back in the 70s, there was a TV program called Fantasy Island where people would get off the plane, and they would get their wildest dreams kind of taken care of, except sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for, and so not everyone got the happy ending that they were hoping for. This one casts Michael Pena as Mr. Rourke, the character once played by Ricardo Montalban back in the 70s, and it's a horror movie version of Fantasy Island. They come in there with their wishes, and they all turn into nightmares, and eventually all the guests have to kind of get together and figure out what the mystery of the island is and how they can possibly make all their dreams actually come true. So we'll see. It's Blumhouse. They've got a not bad batting record. You know, they've done Whiplash and Get Out and some of their really, really great movies, and a lot of crud. So we'll see.
We'll try. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens. Last but not least, an animated character who's not really going to be animated now.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Is kind of like live action.
He's back and he's blue, yes. So this is apparently a video game thing
Yeah.
from the 90s that I completely missed out on, but it's a popular Sega character apparently who comes from outer space as a hedgehog and lands on the planet to try to escape an evil scientist who wants to steal his powers or something like that. Anyway, it is a comic book, or it's a video game adaptation, but with a couple of good people in it. James Marsden is one of the leads. And I'm sorry, I'll see Jim Carrey in anything. I don't care. I miss him. Every time I see him, it feels like 1,000 years since he's done anything, at least remotely kind of worthwhile. So it'll be a fast-paced action movie. Chances are probably pretty short. And it's Jim Carrey with a funny mustache and a goofy haircut.
When I saw the mustache, that's...
I'm on board. I don't care. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be what it's going to be. But I'll be happy if he just gets a few good lines in there and pratfalls. And
I was going to say, there'll be a few scenes where he's
he
completely ad-libbing some random
and it'll probably be
part.
better than anything in the script if we know Jim Carrey. That's what we can always hope for. So, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that, got to admit.
Last but not least, before we go, let's briefly talk about the Oscars.
Okay.
You're happy because Parasite took home, well, let's see, Best Director, Best Picture, right? Oh, and the most awards overall.
Yeah, that was spectacular and not expected because everyone kind of went into that going 1917, World War I movie, won all the awards ahead of time, and goodness gracious, but you could feel early on in that night that the audience was loving Bong Joon-ho and loving Parasite when it won Screenplay and then International Feature.
Yes.
And by the time it won Director, it started to feel like, oh, this is going to be over. And it actually did. First time in 92 years that a foreign language film won. Craziness.
Excellent.
Go see that movie. It's so worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And then we've also got, of course, 4 new movies coming out this weekend and a lot of variety. Let's review them here. The Photograph, Downhill, Fantasy Island, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course, you can always read Mike's movie reviews inside the latest River Cities Reader on stands everywhere and online at rcreader.com. And for more information on today's movies, you can head over to our website. That's ourquadcities.com.